station, WTIM.
WTIM.
Back in the WTIM studio for our morning show on your information station. It's brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, as well as Landmark of Taylorville. I'm your host, Grayson Bauman, and joining us by phone here in this segment is Matt Hart. Matt is the Executive Director of the Christian County Economic Development Corporation. Matt, good morning to you. How are you, sir?
Grayson, good morning. It's a beautiful day here in summertime in the Midwest and in Christian County, and it's just a great day to be with you and all of your listeners today. I wish I was there in person, but I'm calling in today from Peoria.
Well, it's appreciated that you gave us a call and let us know that we're still going to have you on today, and it's a timely time to have you on today as you are in Peoria for the Illinois Economic Development Association Conference. Let's talk a little bit about it and what you're kind of picking up and learning with others that are in a similar boat.
Sure. So this meeting over the last day and a half it's an annual gathering of all the economic development corporation of directors and agencies all across the state, as well as the Illinois Department of Economic Opportunity and Intersect Illinois, Intersect Illinois is the marketing arm, if you will, of the state of Illinois. But we had Kristen Richards, who is the director of DCEO yesterday. We had Christy George, who's the president and CEO of Intersect Illinois, yesterday as well. This morning, we've got more panels going on this morning. But it's really a chance for us to come together and hear about the latest in economic development and what other economic development corporations are doing in other counties across the state, kind of swapping notes, finding out what successes are working, how we're attracting more businesses to Illinois. A lot of people, may not know that Illinois is actually the number one state in the Midwest for business creation. And there's, that happens, we hear a lot about those successes in places like Chicago or around Chicago, but that happens all over the state as well. And, Illinois is a big state where, we got 13 million people in the state. The state itself, if the Illinois was its own country, we would be the 18th largest economy in the world. We'd be a G20 country. That's how big Illinois is. And that comes all the way back to Christian County, and we're a part of that. And agriculture is a big part of that. Manufacturing is a big part of that. And this meeting is a chance for us to make sure that we keep the accelerator down, keep the pedal to the metal, and keep growing our economy, because it's all about jobs. And we want to keep Christian County well positioned. We want to help all of our businesses that are already here. We want to help them grow and thrive, but we also want to attract more businesses to Christian County. And that's really our goal for meeting and learning here in Peoria the last day and a half.
Sure. You laid a few interesting tidbits on us there. I've always heard California as that, they would be the 6th or 7th highest GDP on the world stage. Did not know that Illinois even would crack that top 20, but it makes sense. Positioned well right in the center of the country, a big city in Chicago, but also agriculturally, you're right on the Mississippi River, export of goods. And that checks out to me, but did not realize that until today. For you being there, at this conference, what's it meaning to you just to be able to absorb the knowledge and the different talking points of others around the state?
Well, it lets us know that we're doing some things well in Christian County, and we're seeing that by more businesses coming here and building here and expanding here, which we can talk about more of those, in a minute. But yeah, we are well positioned. And the great thing about Christian County and being in Illinois is we are in the heart of the country. And yes, we're in the heart of agriculture, and economies go up and economies go down. But what we found is that pretty much everybody eats every day, right? That's one thing that doesn't change. And so we're at the heart of feeding the world right here in Christian County. And, part of that is not only just the corn and soybeans, but it's the other products as well. It's processing those products. It's processing, livestock that, it's more than just corn and beans. But it kind of does start there. And, but as long as people eat, then we're going to have, a strong economy in Christian County. And you're exactly right. A lot of what we produce in Christian County ends up going to Canada. It ends up going to Mexico. Those are our two largest trading partners. Believe it or not, our third largest trading partner is Australia. And our fourth largest trading partner is China. But there's a lot of agriculture production, but also manufacturing that happens in Christian County and in Central Illinois that affects the world. And likewise, we rely on parts and manufacturing from all over the world to come here so that we can assemble and manufacture things as well. So it's it truly is a world economy, and Christian County is certainly part of that.
Yeah, it's interesting when you really do think about it on the global scale, how it affects other places. It's easy to get kind of locked into county lines and think that, well, we're in our own box here, but that is not the way the world works in today's world, especially. Let's move into some of the things going on in Taylorville. I think something that stands out for a lot of folks is the city's intent to purchase the commercial and industrial park. What can you tell me on that front, Matt?
Yeah, this is actually a really great thing for the city and for the county. So a lot of people know about the Taylorville Commercial Industrial Park, which is a project that was spearheaded by the Taylorville Development Association, which is a not-for-profit organization that has been involved in the industrial park out by the airport in Taylorville. And there were some mine subsidence issues with some of the land that they were marketing and had there. And so about 6-7 years ago, they pivoted and they said, let's try to develop on the north side of Taylorville on Route 29, where we have 12,000 vehicles a day. And so the Taylorville Development Association got a grant from the federal government that helped them build a 46-acre commercial and industrial park. And there's 17 lots in that industrial park. And they range anywhere from a half an acre up to, I think the largest tract I think is 16 acres, but they can also be combined as well. And we have a lot of people looking at that industrial park. We've got some developers looking at it. We've got some other businesses looking at it. But the city of Taylorville has proceeded on purchasing that. And that's actually a very good thing for economic development, because when a developer is looking and they want to build, of course, you're always talking with the levels of government, but there was this extra level involved with the Taylorville Development Association because they are the landowner. And now, by the city buying the industrial park, the city will be able to negotiate not only things involving the land and zoning and water, but a developer will be dealing with one less person. And we see this in other communities where the local government is the main person that you're dealing with. I can tell you in the conversations that I've had with people who are looking at that industrial park, they've already expressed to me they're very happy that the city is buying that and are talking with the city. And our hope is that this will make it even easier to get businesses to come here and to break ground. And but again, if anyone's interested in that or wants to know more information about those 46 acres or any of those lots, they can always call me. I can tell you more about that. The CCDC phone number is 565-2280, and I'll tell you more about that industrial park. But here in the next few weeks, they should close on that, and the city then will be owning that and developing that. And again, that was built for the businesses that aren't here yet. And this is what businesses are looking at. They want to be on a 4-lane highway. You want to be somewhere where there's 12,000 vehicles a day, but the infrastructure is already in place, the water is in place, the streets in place, the sidewalks are even in place, and this is as shovel ready as it gets. So when businesses will build there, and this is going to make it easier for businesses to come and develop here in Taylorville and in Christian County.
And Matt, of course, it's great to hear that you've already heard from developers expressing interest. And saying that, yes, the city's acquisition of it will be a beneficial thing. In terms of your working relationship, now that it will be with the city of Taylorville itself as well, how do you kind of see that playing out from your side of things?
Yeah, it's great because, like I said, it's from a developer standpoint, that's one less person that you're dealing with, because these deals are very complicated, and you've got to work with multiple agencies, sometimes multiple businesses. The city has been great to work with. I think there's a reason you're seeing businesses come here. There's a reason you're seeing people invest. Our business development district in the city is allowing businesses to reinvest in their business, improve the look of their business. And this is just one more tool to improve the community, to draw more businesses here. And like I said, the developers that are looking at that industrial park are very encouraged by the fact that the city is going to be buying that. And we just want to get the businesses here. We want to get the dirt moving, and because at the end of the day, we want more jobs in Christian County.
And I think it helps too that I'm sure you guys between the city and between the Christian County Economic Development Corporation will share similar ideas and hold a similar value or mission for what you're expecting for the industrial and commercial park itself. So exciting
Absolutely.
things coming from that. And we'll just have to kind of keep waiting in terms of the finalization of said deal, but it's in the process of being there. Well, Matt, we're going to take our first break here. I'm joined by Matt Hart, Executive Director with the Christian County Economic Development Corporation, talking a little bit about the Illinois Economic Development Association Conference, which is where he's at now, and the City of Taylorville's purchase of the commercial and industrial park. We'll be back to talk more about the CCEDC when we return. You're listening to WTIM, your information station.
WTIM. AgriTalk is the radio talk show for American agriculture. Hi, everybody. I'm your host, Chip Flory. We join you weekday mornings from 10 to 11 on WTIM on AM and FM and on the WTIM streams. We provide farmers and ranchers with timely insights and information aimed at improving their operations. Join me, Chip Flory, weekdays at 10:06 on your ag information station, WTIM.
Today we celebrate all the dads out there.
Tall dads,
Short dads,
square dads,
round dads,
dads who fix it themselves,
dads who hire others to fix it for them,
dads who refuse to ask for directions.
dads who aren't sleeping, they're just resting their eyes.
We celebrate the dads that play dress up for tea parties, read bedtime stories, scare away monsters from under the bed, and give the best piggyback rides.
We honor the dads who coach and the dads who sit on the sidelines.
The dads who barbecue everything, and the dads who can't even boil water.
The dads whose yards are pristine and the dads who can't find the mower lost in the weeds.
Funny dads,
Serious dads.
dads who never show emotion.
And dads who cry watching commercials for laundry detergent.
You teach us how to throw a ball, change our oil.
And how to write our names in the snow.
Thanks, Dad. You're doing a great job.
Happy Father's Day, Daddy, from Jansen's Heating and Air.
Local, local, local. For 29 years, Just Beds has been your local mattress store. For 29 years, featuring locally made Bemco mattresses like Arctic Breeze and Max Life. That's a lot of local helping local. And all this month at Just Beds, you'll save big on Bemco. Twin mattresses for $149. Queen mattresses just $229. As always, free delivery, setup, and haul away locally. Thank you for supporting Just Beds for 29 years. Keep buying local, friends. See the Yon Exterminators at Just Beds on Montvale in Springfield.
Just Beds.
Summertime is here, and Taylorville Estates Assisted Living helps their residents by encouraging independence and enriched lives. Enjoy the beautiful garden area, hop on the bus for trips, and enjoy the weather. You'll have your own apartment and enjoy 3 home-cooked meals a day. Residents are treated like family at Taylorville Estates Assisted Living. Find out about summer vacancies and get on the waiting list by contacting Administrator Tony Clark. Stop by or call 824-2222. That's 824-2222. Taylorville Estates Assisted Living, encouraging independence, enriching lives.
Hi, this is Will Perkins with Taylorville Community Credit Union. Find out about all the products and services we provide by clicking our icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
Enjoy the beautiful flower garden, hop on the bus, and enjoy the weather. When you're a resident at Taylorville Estates Assisted Living, they encourage independence and enrich lives. Find out available vacancies and get on the waiting list by clicking their icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
WTIM.
Back around with more of the WTIM morning show here on your information station. We're brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville. I'm your host, Grayson Bauman. Joining us in this segment is the Executive Director with the Christian County Economic Development Corporation. It is Matt Hart, and we've been talking a little bit about the City of Taylorville's purchase of the commercial and industrial park that is in the works, and the conference in which he is at right now, joining us by phone. We want to move into some businesses and things that are going on with the Christian County and what's going on there. And you've got an update from Midwest Meter. What can you tell us there?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think most folks, if you've driven Route 29 between Taylorville and Springfield, you've seen it in on the south side of Edinburgh, this beautiful new 50,000 square foot facility that Sloan's is building in Edinburgh. Which you may have not noticed, but you will start noticing very quickly, is just to the west of that, but on that same 30-acre tract that Sloan's purchased. They've sold 7 acres, the seven most western acres, and that's where you're seeing some new activity now, where Midwest Meter, which is an Edinburgh business, is building a new 10,000 square foot warehouse. And the concrete footings are going in this week. And a lot of people don't know, when Route 29 went through Edinburgh before we built the bypass, most people will remember seeing Midwest Meter as you drive through on old Route 29 that goes through town. Midwest Meter is it's absolute gem that we have in the county. A lot of people don't even know that the Midwest Meter is there unless you're in the municipal water business or the water meter business. But Midwest Meter is a fantastic company. It was established in 1963. Don Luttrell and David Luttrell are great guys there that run that. But Midwest Meter's got over 30 employees. They've got offices in Missouri, Indiana, and Wisconsin, but their corporate headquarters is right here in Christian County and in Edinburgh. And they needed more space. And so they're building a 10,000 square foot warehouse. We're also very pleased because we expanded the CCEDC expanded the enterprise zone earlier this year so that Midwest Meter could take advantage of being in the enterprise zone and save them some sales tax money on all of their building materials. So this is what economic development does. This is a lot of things that we do behind the scenes, helping those businesses that are here help them grow their business. And so we're very excited about the new 10,000 square foot facility going in Edinburgh.
I'm glad that you mentioned the expansion too to Edinburgh. That was something that we talked about for a few months. Obviously, there were some things and some pieces that needed to be taken care of, but that's a big deal in terms of getting Edinburgh incorporated in that and that work obviously already being put to good use there. So Midwest Meter, things looking very good on that end. E.L. Pruitt is also got a move that has just recently happened, and you've got updates from there.
Very exciting. This is on East Park Street in Taylorville, right by Park Street and the railroad underpass. The building that used to had B&R Marine there. B&R Marine consolidated their operations in 3 different locations. They consolidated those in the county in Pana a little over a year ago, and that freed up that building on Park Street in Taylorville. And John Pruitt and the guys from E.L. Pruitt saw that building. When you talk about economic development, 85% of the time when someone wants a new facility, they want something that already exists. And so while that opened up a building in Taylorville, that opened up a new opportunity for someone to utilize that. And that's exactly what E.L. Pruitt did. They needed that type of building. That's a 55,000 square foot now state-of-the-art pipe fabrication facility. And some of the technology in that building will blow your mind. These are computer controlled systems that were made actually in Europe and were shipped over here. But now E.L. Pruitt is fabricating pipe at this new 55,000 square foot facility right here in Taylorville, and that employs workers. That brings trucks here. That brings families here. That brings taxes here, and all because we had an existing building, which also, by the way, is in the enterprise zone. And again, we helped save E.L. Pruitt money by having an enterprise zone in Taylorville that allowed them to utilize the enterprise zone benefit. But we're very, very excited about that. And actually, I met with John Pruitt recently, and we're hopeful that there's an opportunity for that facility to even grow as that pipe fabrication business for them grows.
And I think that I think you're headed in the right direction with it. So I think I don't see why not. Matt, with about 30 seconds here, one other thing in recent news, Taylorville Community Credit Union and a move that they're going to be taking on. What do you have to share there?
Yeah, absolutely. So that's been approved, and you're going to see some dirt moving basically at the corner of Webster and Springfield Road, where folks remember the old North Lanes bowling alley used to be. That's going to be Taylorville Community Credit Union's new facility. They're breaking ground on that very soon. I'm very excited about that. One more construction project going on in Taylorville and Christian County.
And there are a lot of them. So hopefully we feel good about what we were able to catch folks back up on. Again, Matt Hart joining us here, Executive Director with the Christian County Economic Development Corporation. Matt, would have loved to see you in studio, but I understand and glad to have you here by phone today.
Thanks so much.
You got it. Matt Hart, Executive Director with the CCEDC on WTIM, your information station, our morning show. It's brought to you by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville. More of the morning show on its way. You're listening to WTIM, your information station.
With SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason in Washington. An aviation disaster